Hi everyone and welcome. Today we are playing Tiamat. Okay, I don't think it's a real challenge that deserves a video like this, but I do think there's some value in explaining the decision making in playing such raids, as there may be raids later that requires a similar decision making, and I think it's actually quite important to let everyone know how you should behave in raids, especially if there are multiple devoted clerics. This is actually something I haven't done yet, so in my opinion it's quite important, so let's get into it. So the first thing you should do is, well, counting the number of clerics. This is quite important, as this is going to determine what layout you're going to use. The average cleric is not that good. I don't want to belittle anyone, but well, most devoted cleric players are either all or nothing. They're either terrible or very good. There's little average clerics that's or how the class works. You either know what you're doing or you don't. This isn't like a control wizard or great weapon fighter or any other class. You can't have average buffs. You have buffs or you don't. This is pretty much how it works. So if you don't have a lot of clerics, you can be pretty sure that most of them won't do the job properly, so you're going to have to use the strongest buff, which means that you can't count on them to use anything but Break the Spirit, because if they use it, they are not going to have a great uptime. You are going to have to slot both Anointed Army and Hallowed Ground, and of course you are going to have to use also Divine Glow. And if you are Anointed Champion, well, that's better if you use Fitted Blessing of Battle, because, well, that makes sense in raid, as the range is quite large actually. Honestly, I never made the effort to determine the range, but it's not that small. It's about the size, I think, as the same size as, yeah, I don't tell me about that. I don't know exactly, maybe someone will check, but it's not a big deal. Just stay at melee range near the heads and you do just cast it. So yeah, we have 3 clerics and we have an average team. I didn't want to get into some of the elite channel runs. This should take maybe two rounds to kill the heads. Because I know most of you aren't playing in such channels, so that wouldn't be fair to make runs about things you aren't have access to. I'm going to make a run about something that you may have access to. So keep in mind that in zone chat runs or in average skill with, or in a channel with average skill player or average players in general, they're not going to use bonding runestones. Yeah, see, they're going to use augments, so you may have to ponder between using either Hallowed Ground or Anointed Army, as they're not going to benefit that much from Anointed Army if they don't have augments. Hallowed Ground, if it's not casted by one of the other clerics, you are going to have to cast it. Even if you have, like me, quite a lot of power. Yeah, it's quite a lot of power to be shared. So I think I have the better gear of all clerics, but well, if none of them uses Hallowed Ground, I am going to have to do it, because, well, someone has to. It's in raids and in pug raids especially the best buff you can use. You can't use Anointed Army as they don't use rank 12 bondings. Yeah, this isn't going super fast. Oh, what lag, this is awful. Okay, I have wasted my daily, well, this isn't a big deal. And I'm going to be able to charge it again before interesting things happen. I'm going to think, yeah, I should mess up my rotation first, but I think I'm just going to use Hallowed Ground more often, because, well, this is the most challenging spell to use. Anointed Army isn't difficult to use in that context, because you can spam it pretty much anytime. I know it's better in some situations to use Anointed Army, I know, so that's a fact, I'm not denying it, but in that case I want to show how to use Hallowed Ground, because decision making when using it is more complex, so it's more interesting for the context of that video. So okay, someone used Break the Spirit, that's good. Maybe not all hope is lost. So you're going to have to anticipate the fact that you cannot charge action point for 15 seconds when you use it, so keep that in mind when you are using hallowed ground. Yeah, I'm not charging any action points, and this is going to be a pretty big deal when these bars start filling, because when they are starting to fill, it means I'm going to need all my buffs up and all my divinity to buff on the head, because heads appear for 2 minutes, and well, you need to kill them as fast as you can with your party, so you better not waste all your buffs at the start of when they are going to appear. So this is resources management, but they are going to have quite a lot of decision making on heads too, because we are going to have to pay close attention to what other Devoted Clerics are doing, if they are doing anything. So he's using also Diving Low, because we have 2 Diving Low buffs. Okay. Seems that I'm the... what? No. Oh, come on then. Seems that I'm the only one using Blessing of Battle, yeah. As I didn't see any other Blessing of Battle. What is this bad thing? I don't see any other Cleric dailies. Yeah, this is also annoying. I know there's another Cleric here, and I'd like to know what daily he's using before going to the head. But it seems that he's not willing to reveal what he's going to do, so... well, that's going to be a surprise. Maybe he's using... yeah, he could be using... what is that called already? Flame Strike? Yeah, Flame Strike. That's a possibility. I've seen some clerics doing that. That's well. At least they're not using Astral Shield, which is good, because heals and Astral Shield are terrible in such easy content. So you can see that I have saved my graphics slide. It's awful. I have saved my action points for the head, and I'm going to have to, because I messed up, I'm going to have to make some divinity on the go, because well, I want divinity to spam buffs. So hopefully other cleric is using ground. If not, oh, I'm going to have to. Yeah. If you're the first cleric to come, just cast Hallowed Ground. This is pretty much what you should do, because you want you. Yeah, I know Telam is good, but it's not completely relevant if you in a pug run like this, because yeah, they're not using old months. They are using old months, not yeah, no Hallowed Ground. Oh, that's really sad. I have to do it. Yeah, this is going to be a slow run. That's fine. That's the purpose of this video. I want to show you things. No. Oh, lag. Oh, come on. So how do I release now? Yeah, okay. Well, this is bad, but I can see, yeah, someone else is using Red Spirit. That's good. And uptime seems to be quite good, since I see my team. Yeah, uptime seems to be quite okay. Maybe I'm going to switch to Forge Master Flame. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'm not going to take any risk. And of course my companion died. This is not good. Okay, I can't summon it. Doesn't matter. Okay, this seems that we have an Hallowed Ground buff. I'm going to use this instead. And be mindful of your Divine Low positioning, because well, you can hit quite a lot of melee players at once, and including range players that know they can get buffs at this range, so this is quite a big deal actually. Okay, test your foot again, please. I'm going to trust you. This is not what I should do, but I'm going to trust you to do this all round. No? Oh, that's sad. Let's charge our action points a bit. So we have to reset our combat stance to summon the pet again. So let's go get away from the fight, please. Yeah, summon the pet. We need action points. Yeah, be careful if you do the jump between platforms. You are going to... what is it? Okay, it's here. You are going to have to summon your pet again sometimes, and it doesn't matter. You should do it during this phase. It doesn't really matter anymore. This phase isn't a challenge at all, even for the worst DPS player in the world. Okay, I'm going to stop casting Hollow Ground to see what the other cleric is doing. I want to see how fast he can charge Hollow Ground. Oh, he's there. Okay, that's fine. I can take a look. Oh, this graphics file. It's awful. Yeah, cryptics really need more graphics engineers. I have a gaming computer and this is pretty much what I get. No, this isn't acceptable. I don't have a cheap GPU. Okay, so let's get back to Cleric things. Yeah, it seems he's doing okay with his dailies. So this is now the time I stop using my own Hour Ground. If I was using an Anointed Army, I would cast it and, well, I could charge action points again next round. Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. I have 16k recovery and 120% action point charge. That wouldn't be a problem, but in that case, it would be a problem. So I'm just going to save my action point because, well, I'm simulating Ground Cleric. No, don't enter that thing. What was tactic here? Doesn't make sense. Okay, on that head, however, you may not be willing to use Hollow Ground even if it's a better choice because players are going to get hit by the... okay, we can use Anointed Army anyway because it's fetching Hollow Ground. But the control immunity from that spell is extremely important and it's going to make the run really easier because you can stay in that AoE with Anointed Army up, you are immune to control. So that's good. Yeah, really pretty post job offers for graphics engineer. I have one of the latest Nvidia cards, not the cheapest one, and really this isn't acceptable. Okay, since we have our glances, we can identify the sound of the spell and icons. It's that. Well, you know we can cast Anointed Army. That's good actually. He's doing a good job. I'm surprised. It's amazing. We have a cleric who knows more or less what he's doing. Well, the second cleric doesn't. The third cleric doesn't know. Because I haven't seen any buffs from him, but from her, but the spawn people, no. Don't want to. Okay, since we are Anointed Army, who cares about staying in AoE? Stay in AoE. Yeah, he's doing a fine job, that's surprising. Might have to congratulate him at the end, no. Well, it doesn't happen often, so really, trust yourselves only. This is still a valid advice. Don't overestimate your potential bugs because, well, experience tells me that there is good. Not trying to insult any one of you who plays in random groups. I'm not. This is just statistics, and I need to be honest. Honestly, I can't make video and tell lies and say everyone is fantastic because it's not true. I can't lie. I'm sorry. Good. Really. Man, you know what you're doing. Who's that? We have to check who's doing that. Might have a new friend in our friend list. Cleric who knows what he's doing. No. Not in a bug run. Yeah, don't respawn people. They can just respawn on their own. In this phase, it doesn't matter. It's just politeness if you respawn them. It's your job as a cleric. Just make sure you buff players, you know, so that NPCs don't reach this little NPC. What? Okay. We're going to blame lag in that case. FPS drop is atrocious. Yeah, I'm ashamed to make a video in such conditions, but since that's cryptic, Well, leaves me no choice. Sad. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, it's time to save action points again, and we're going on the... I don't know where we're going exactly. I like to follow the tank or go where the buffs are the most needed. I think we're going to the Whitehead because we have Anointed Army. Yeah, Anointed Army is good for the Whitehead, so let's go now. We're going to save the team. Yeah, I don't care where group leaders tell me to go. I know better. I'm sorry. I know how to use my character and how to make the best use of it. It's an arrogance. This is a factor. I mean, I've played this game for a while, so don't tell me what to do and where to go and where I'm needed. Yeah, we are immune. Good. We saved a couple of great weapon fighters. That's nice. Oh, they could tab, of course, it's great weapon fighters, but still. Okay, let's respawn people in that phase. It's important. Yeah. This is a bad decision because while Anointed Army is not good in that context, they don't have a lot of... I don't see a lot of Woodman pets. Yeah, this is a lot of bonding pets. This is... I should have done. Okay, oh, this looks good. We are going to kill it. Let's do the jump with the lag. And, well, it seems it's done. Job is one. So this is how you should make decisions in raids and large group content in general, if there are multiple devoted clerics. So I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.